just going to recline here with my first place because I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
I might be coming for you.
Oh, hello. Who's this funny fellow? That's a good start.
Yeah, my Discord is just fucked up. I hate it. You have to bleep that, sorry. Discord looks wrong.
Your
camera looks wrong.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your camera looks wrong, but...
Everything's bad.
Yeah, I mean... A lot of things have gone wrong this week, let's be real. It's not been... It's not been a good week, has it?
Yeah. I think we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this week's been horrendous.
But when did you pass your driving test? Was that this week?
That was
Was that Monday?
It was a Monday.
Was it
last Monday? 17th?
Oh,
19th?
okay. No, it's old news.
It was between. So the episode we recorded was on the Saturday before my driving exam. Yeah, my driving exam was on Monday. I passed.
Yes.
Spoilers. One minor. Yep. Furious.
There we go.
Absolutely furious.
That's better than me.
Made an absolute dog's dinner of my parallel park, which is frustrating because that's probably the reverse maneuver I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah, it's under pressure though. It's different.
So it was the pressure. It was the fact that the car I was parallel parking with wasn't straight.
Oh, yeah.
So that threw me off a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And then I think I had correct like 2 or 3 times. So I was like, I'm not happy with it. But what I was doing is it was fine because you could correct a maneuver and it only counts as a minor. Is as long as you're doing everything safely, they don't care. It was more frustrating that it was literally a perfect drive until that point.
Yeah.
I was so confident. And then that happened and I just like forgot to breathe for like 2 minutes. And then the examiner was like, you need to breathe. Like, take your time, think, you're fine, everything's okay. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, tell me what you want the car to do. And I was like, I want to do this. And she was like, then just do it. And then I did it and it was fine.
Yeah.
And then I at that point thought I had failed because I was just like, I've absolutely balls this up. So had to, on the drive back to the test center, was like, I cannot get in my own head. That was like the biggest thing. I was like really, really frustrated and upset at the thought of, okay, if I failed, it's like 6 months for another test. I'm just gonna have to do all of this again, and then there's no guarantee that, you know, I passed. And then we got back to like, yeah, you're fine, you passed, congratulations, 1 minor. I was like, what? How? I think personally, like, and this is me probably just being full of self-doubt, I think she should have failed me. But then again, I did do everything safely.
Yeah.
But I think if there were any other issues on the drive, I think it would have been a fail. I think the fact that it was the one thing and I kept my calm and I didn't let it impact anything else, I think is why she was like, yeah, you're fine, you're good to go. But yeah, so that's done. That's fun.
I mean, I still can't parallel park, so...
I taught Stacey how to parallel park recently, actually, because we had to do it. She was like, oh, I have to parallel park for this thing. I can't remember why we had to do it. I think it was like the doctors or something was like parking. I was like, okay, you need to parallel, do this. And she did it. She was like, wow. And I was like, yeah.
I might need to get you to teach me next.
It's
next
not actually that bad. It's like once you know the method, I think the problem is if you are a forward bay or reverse bay parker, a lot of it's like, there is a method to it, but a lot of people do it on like vibes. Whereas a parallel park is pure technique and method. Yeah. So you can't be like, oh, I'm just going to like play it by ear. It's like, no, there are points that you have to hit. So I was pretty good at that.
I will go out of my way to not parallel park.
There's really like very few instances where you need to. Like, like every instance I've seen of parallel parking is you're doing it on the street, which is just you find somewhere better to park.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's done, which is cool. And then legitimately, it was wild. Like the adrenaline dump afterwards was horrendous. I felt like absolute like garbage.
Did you drive home from the centre to?
No, because you're not allowed.
Oh, I was.
Because you're not insured.
Oh, I already was.
Oh, okay. So you are insured on your car. I was insured on my car as a probationary driver.
Right.
So I would have, and I'm insured on my driving instructor's car as a learning driver, not a licensed driver, I guess. So yeah, he had to drive me home, which was also more like deflating, which was like, oh, I should be able to do this now. So yeah, he had to drive me home, and then we had to sort out the insurance and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. And then also it was just like, I mean, you know, it's like, but for months and months and months, it's just been like mad anxiety inducing, and just like all this information that like I need to hit this, 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 like just going in my head for like basically 6 months since I booked the thing. And then I got like the 2 easiest show me tell me's ever, which was just like, what were my show me tell me's? One was demist the front windscreen.
Yeah, I think I had that. Like, yeah, the
my favorite one. How would you know that your it was either power steering or brakes, which just there's a fail light. That like legitimately. So how would you know this is not working? Oh, there's a fail light. Pass.
Easy.
Where in my head I've been like 1.6 millimeter depth tread across all these tires. And literally gave me the easiest fucking ones.
Yeah. They tell you it could be any of those like really complex things, and then it's all. I had a really simple one as well. It was like, where's the fog light button? Yeah. Like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, putting your hazards. So yeah, it was that, and then like a really easy drive around Oxford. Because also Oxford, I mean, have you ever driven around Oxford before?
No.
It's a fucking nightmare.
I can imagine. It gives me the thinking about it.
It's like, a cycle town. It's a uni town. It's incredibly difficult town to drive around, especially around like streets.
Yeah.
I had the easiest drive. I went down a roundabout, went down like a main road, came back round, went downtown, did my move, came back to the driving centre. And it's like the amount of like double giveaways, insane roundabouts like that I've been doing for like the last year. I was just like, oh, I could have just done this. Like, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, now it's like it is good just to not have the demons talking in my head.
You can drive now. You're not driving to impress somebody. You're driving to drive.
Legitimately, it's so weird. Yeah, because you are. Like my instructor was like, I'm here to teach you how to drive, but the majority of my job is teaching you how to pass this test.
Yeah.
So that's not magic related.
It isn't, but speaking of passing tests, let's pass our test on to the intro. Haha, rolling start. Hello, welcome to episode 28. Let me check. 28 of the Magic Castles podcast, the show where two Magic Castles podcast.
No, it doesn't work.
It's close. I am Tom, aka Overfiend with an X, and this is Adam, aka Adam GCB. How are you, Adam? Now that you're a proper driver now, you did it.
I'm a proper driver. Considering that I should be at your house.
I mean, yeah.
Right now, I'm okay.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. But first of all, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things. Leave us a positive review. Leave us a review. And click all the positive engagement buttons. That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Do all the things. Yeah. Let us know you like the podcast.
Numbers are good.
Numbers are good.
Thank you for everyone who has watched the first episode of the Magic Castles Play Commander, where a bunch of Magic Castles play Commander. That has been incredibly... What's the word? relieving to see that the
Yeah.
reception to it is positive.
It's made me feel a lot better, certainly.
And that's the episode where everything went wrong. So future episodes hopefully will be received with as much positivity. If you have not seen it yet, we'll leave a card on the YouTube. We'll leave the link in the show notes of Spotify. I've noticed like weird on Spotify where people are just uploading like non-podcast videos, like just like as uploading it like it's YouTube, which is really weird, and I don't like it because I think it like muddles.
Yeah,
like, I'm very much like a this platform has this usage kind of person. So we will not be putting the gameplay on Spotify.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't like that. Weird. That's an odd one.
Yeah, I've seen a couple like gaming YouTubers just upload like their normal gameplay nonsense to Spotify, which is not a video platform.
No,
really.
That's weird.
It is very strange. But yeah, so episode 2 of Magic Castles Play Commander should be dropping
next Thursday.
Wild, crazy.
Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do.
So insane. And then episode 3, which we were meant to be recording today, is being pushed back to April.
Yes.
Well, the recording's being pushed back to April. This is because our guests for that slot were Emolition and Adam Theodore Gathering. And Emma, so I was on WhatsApp in a different friend group, and we have a WhatsApp group to arrange this. And I literally just see Emma's recording audio, and I went, "Oh no!"
It had all been locked in at this point, and this was
we were good to
Thursday.
Go. This was Thursday, yeah, because I was in London.
And just for reference, we're recording this on the Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm in a WhatsApp group, and I'm on WhatsApp, and I see Emma is recording audio. And I went, "Oh no, what's happened?" And then if you follow Emma on Instagram or social, you'll see that Emma's like done her foot in, basically. She fell down some stairs, which I think is a really dramatic way of getting out, hanging out with us.
Yeah, very.
Like, I would rather throw myself down some stairs.
I think that's the only way to stop Adam from coming, though. I don't think anything else would stop Adam from coming.
Yeah,
because he really wants to. You can tell. He loves it. He loves us. We love you, Adam.
So Emma, I hope your ankle heals up. It's a wild way of not wanting to see me.
I was at work, and I had a really busy day. Like, I had meetings and all sorts, and I popped my phone open, and there's like 46 messages in that group chat, and I was like, okay, something's going.
Insane. So this might mean we need to reshuffle episode order a little bit to make sure that we hit our once a month deadline. So it might be 2 episodes of the same guests in a row. But I think that's fine. Ultimately, I don't think it really matters. Like, it's still different gameplay, it's still different cards, it's still different commanders. So
I don't think we'll have... it depends how quick I can work.
That's the thing, right? So it's because the April record with Emma and Adam has been pushed. Will be happening like at the end of April. I think it's like the last week of April.
Yeah.
So it's a bit. We'll see.
Yeah, I could probably whip an episode up in a week. So yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know.
We'll see.
Don't worry.
We'll work something out. So yeah, that's kind of channel stuff happening. But yeah, new episode of Commander gameplay next week.
Hell yeah, it's a fun one.
It's a fun one. But yeah, I have nothing else in terms of updates. If you've noticed, like, channel stuff has been quieter than normal. It's just life. Work is busy.
Yeah.
We're not paid enough for this. In that we're not paid anything.
We're just in it for the love of the game, baby.
Love of the game. Love of the game. So, that's why we've not been as active. And I also think like now we're adding the gameplay stuff and all the stuff that, because this is easy. I just go, what time do you want to record? And we fucking record.
Yeah.
Gameplay is like a production, right? And it's like the guest organizing and all this kind of stuff and making sure we're good to go.
Oh, and the edit for this is just 10 minutes to throw the clips together.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas gameplay is a whole ass thing.
It's a whole thing. So all that stuff behind the scenes is draining AF. But yeah, that's why we've probably not been as active as we could be on social. And it's still just us two. But yeah, otherwise, good. How did your Beyblade tournament go?
Yeah, so I think since last time I've done 2 tournaments. I did a small one last weekend where that was 8 people. And I got 4th, so not bad. And I've just come back from a 16-player tournament where, sadly, I didn't get top 4. The quarters were top 4, and I was 5th, annoyingly. I was so gutted, but good fun. It's just really good fun. It's like hanging out with people and playing Beyblades. Also really interesting how we did this one. The store it was at was quite small, but it's in like it's not really a mall. It's just a big building with lots of shops in it. But there's very light footfall through there because it's in Digbeth. It's in like the back end of Digbeth. But everyone who came past stayed and like watched, and like people were asking about it, and like kids wanted to get involved with it. So it's a very good spectator sport. I think Beyblade. It's good fun. And also shout out to the 2 people who said they listened to the podcast and like it. So yeah, thank you for listening. Yeah,
Beyblade numbers are up.
Hell yeah. I mean, I think they play Magic as well, so there is a crossover there.
Good.
But yeah, lots of new releases this month, so that's going to be fun for me.
What is their release cadence like? Because it sounds like every episode you're like, I am buying new Beyblades. Like, is it legitimately constant, or is it
it's monthly, really? The thing is, though, they announced the World Championship, so they're kind of rushing out stuff to get it out, so people have got it to use to practice and to like place and stuff. They've actually pushed forward because there's like 2 more waves that have come out in Japan before these brand new ones, but because they want everyone to have everything available for the World Champions, the release schedule's odd, but it is, it's Hasbro, which is Wizards, so we all know what they're like with organization.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's not great.
But yeah, other than that, I've been messing around with some old decks, tweaking them a little bit. I recorded a game with Turn 1 Proxy last week, which was wild because they're over the pond, so I had to stay up till 11 to record a Commander game. It was good fun, though. That's going to be... I don't know what Proxy's doing. I think it's going to be on YouTube. I think he's going to cut it together. So he's just getting a bunch of artists and people who do proxies and alters together to record some games and just show off what they've got. So that's pretty fun. It was a fun game. I played Felon, my Saproling deck that I love, my pet deck. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, good fun. What else did I do? Did we jam a few games? Yeah, we did. I'm sure you'll.
We jammed a game, with Kristen and Mateus from Kristen's Discord.
Yeah, that was all right. I played Leo. Famous.
Did you play Leo?
Was it that game?
You didn't play Leo.
No. What did I play?
You can't remember what you played.
No, I can't. What did I play?
I played Zombies. I remember that much.
What did I play? I don't remember. Absolute
brain fart.
Leo. I played Leo on BCG, which I was also on. That's what I played Leo on.
We really need to start writing these down.
I know. My brain is mush, especially after work this week. It's just so my head is in a blender. That Leo game was one where I famously was going to win next turn. That seems to be a running theme with a lot of my games at the moment. I was going to win if I hadn't died, like if I'd got to untap, I had won 100%.
Yeah.
I'm finding that more and more often is the case these days, which does make losing feel not as bad when it's like, I could have won if I'd got to round to my turn, or if I'd been a turn ahead on my plays, I could have won. So it's just one of those things. It's just the way the game goes.
You played a Layla.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, because Kristen's got an Alayla. Yeah.
Yep.
There
you go.
Yeah, Alayla Fairies. It's good fun. It's one I like busting out now and then when the group is correct. Yeah, I'm sure you'll talk about that more because I don't remember much of it because my brain is mush. What have you been up to?
Nothing magic related. So actually, I say that a little bit. So Secret Lairs.
Oh yeah,
cats and dogs showed up. I opened up dogs because most of it will go in Sophia. Cats I'll probably keep sealed. I don't know if I like that they're all the same cards.
Yeah.
Apart from the bonus.
I didn't know there were. What was the bonus?
So the bonus for dogs was Spirited Guardian. And then the bonus for cats was the cat version of Spirited Guardian. That's not an enchantment. It was in Foundations.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new one.
That's cute. Yeah.
So
but yeah, the fact that they're the same cards is. I thought it was very odd, but again, I thought
they could have gone more thematical with it, right?
Yeah.
They just don't want to ever reprint Displacer Kitten, apparently. So yeah, dogs is opened. Cats will. I don't know what we'll do with cats yet. I bought the SpongeBob drop stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got a full foil bundle of that coming. Mainly because I just couldn't be bothered to work out what parts of the bundle I want. I know which ones I want to open, which ones I want, but I couldn't work out which bundle parts. I was like, okay, by part of this bundle, then this one sits separately. So I just bought the full foil for now. I kind of wish I bought more SpongeBobs, honestly. Just due to the fact that the bonus cards are now leaking or being revealed, and they're all but one of them are bangers, right? The command tower is the bad hit.
Really?
So there's a command tower that is SpongeBob's house. There's a Smothering Tithe, which is
gas
crabs rolling in money, which is absolutely fantastic. And there is a Dismember.
That's the dud, right?
Maybe I think Dismember and the command tower are probably on equal footing.
I feel like
only because the Dismember is a meme card.
Yeah,
and I think as in the art treatment is the meme. So I think that will hold, and then the money, which is the counterspell, actually in the meme text, which they did do, which we thought they were going to do. So that's fine. I now wish I had 2 or 3 of all of the SpongeBob drops.
Yeah, I just got the meme one and the character one and the cartoon Seeker. Was select.
Which is wild because I reckon they're going to be worth more than Fallout drops, and the Fallout drops have mana crypt in them pre-banning.
Yeah.
But those hits were really low, so yeah, we'll see. And then I haven't apart from the games that I played with Kristen and Co, I haven't really played much. Kind of a lie, Magic adjacent. The Sunday before, so the Sunday after our record, went to the pub, played some board games, which was nice. Played Grifters, which is this pseudo hand building game. You do crimes and you're fucking with everyone's stuff. It's quite fun. The one I want to talk about, and I lost that horribly, even though it's my game, which is always.
So that's why you're not talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We played Spartacus, based on the TV show Spartacus, based on history. This game, I actually think, is the most spiritually close to Commander in terms of how it works. So it's kind of weird. There's loads of phases. It's actually quite complicated to just tell you how it works. But basically, you have a house leader. You're trying to gain influence for your house via various steps. You have slaves, which is a bit.
It was of the time.
And then you have like warriors that you take into the arena, and there's like a combat system. And basically, all you're trying to do is like all these things kind of get you influence or make you lose influence.
So can you like spec into certain? Can you focus more on the arena?
Yes.
Or like more,
so my guy was really into slaves. Weird. Don't strike me, YouTube.
Don't
like,
my that.
guy was like, my guy was the get bitches, get money route, right? Which was, I was like acquiring, because you have like a marketplace bit where you all like bid like on various items and cards that came down. And literally every time it was a slave, my guy's like, yes, please. Because he could turn slaves into influence and whatnot.
So are you building, is it like a deck builder or are you gathering resources?
It's a resource of gatherer. So you have like multiple different things. There's loads of levers that you could be pulling, basically. But the main thing is, what I found was money. Money seems to be the thing that kind of makes everything flow properly. The commander alignment thing comes in where the rules are really loose. So you can basically pair up or team up with anyone for any kind of given action. So there are cards that you can use in Magic terms. There are instants you can use, but you can only use them if you have so much influence. But say I have a card that costs 10 influence and I have 8 and you have 3. I could be like, Tom, do you want to pair up with me?
Right.
So I can use this card. And I can tell you as much as I want to, or as little as I want to. Or I can promise you stuff. You could promise me stuff. Like, it's really like open.
Yeah.
There are situations where I can say, Tom, give me your influence so I can use this card. Tell you no information. And it's a card I use on you. And it's like, you know,
right, okay,
like it's weird. It's like it's meant to be like backstabbing, kind of like whispering and all this kind of stuff. I hated that because I like my board games to be this is the engine, and we're trying to put it together. So like people try to promise me like a Mars bar, I'm like, get out of here. You know what I mean? So I have played this game before, and I played when I was in the Croydon Magic lot, and literally one of the guys I was playing. The 2 guys I was playing with, one of them was driving the other one home. And he was like, if you do this to me, I will leave you here. And that's totally allowed in the rule set. Right? Okay. So it's kind of like, you know how everyone says, like, don't take your previous Commander games into the next pod? It's like that, but times 10. And it's fun. But I think like what you need to do is you have to decide how much you want to engage with that kind of stuff. And it's like you're either fully in or you're like me and you're like, no, I'm okay. I just want to like do my thing and play this game. I think it's out of print because it's based on a TV show from 10 years ago or what have you, or more than that, like 15 years ago. But it is fun. It is like, I think, very spiritually close to Commander. So that was cool. And then last weekend, Stacey was out of town. So this is when I go, I'm around to play Commander all the time because she took the car. Did she take the car? No, she didn't take the car. But I was around to play Commander because I've got 2 dogs and I can't go anywhere. So played a game with Kristen, Chrono, and then someone from Kristen's Discord. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. It's because I play like 5 different people from Kristen's Discord, so it's sometimes hard to work out who joins what games. It's all a mess. I played Cap. So I play a Sunforger variant of Cap. It's fun. I need to find like a red or white like stifle effect, because that's the thing I want to be doing. That's where Cap really fails. Is it's really good with blowing up artifacts or removing some creatures, but like the triggered ability stuff is can be quite tough, especially if they land it. So Yeah, I need to like relook at the Sunforger package. I also think I need to go harder into the Sunforger package and actually remove some of the equipment artifact route, like the more generic kind of value stuff. Because I think that stuff is redundant. Like, what's the guy's name? He's in the Assassin's kit. 1 second. Because I put a bunch of the Ivor starter deck cards in there. Because I was like, oh yeah, they should be quite good.
He reduces equip cost, right? And it's like...
Yeah, it's like reduces artifacts, reduces equipment. Every time I draw him, it's way too late.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play him.
Yeah, but if you get him early...
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. So I think I need to do some tweaks to that. I think I want to make it like, because the Sunforge stuff's really fun. It does put a massive target on you because everyone's like, Adam could do anything. And I'm like, not really. Like, I'm quite limited in the package right now. I think that's probably why I need to lean into that, which is everyone thinks I can do anything at any given time. Let's maybe do that. But yeah, some stuff in the there's some stuff kind of in the artifact category, because I'm currently running 27 artifacts, which is quite a lot. So we'll see. I want to tweak it. I really like the list. I really like it when it's got Sunforger out. I do think it is really, if Cap lands and Sunforge doesn't come out the next turn, it's quite fragile. So I don't really want to be paying 5 for Cap. But in that game, I did land Training Grounds with Cap, which is disgusting because you pay 1 to throw. So you just that eases up a lot of the time. So I was just throwing around. I was literally just throwing around. I think it was like Swiftfoot boots and just hitting people with shoes, which is fantastic. It's all I want to be doing Magic the Gathering forevermore. Is just throwing shoes at people.
That's one of those decks where I feel like it's too good. Even my list that's just bad, I feel like it's so strong. I don't even throw the shoes. He's just got 12 equipments on him, and he's double striking and unblockable.
Yeah, I didn't want to build it Voltron-y. That was the thing. That's why I went down the Sunforger route, because it kind of limits me in doing that. Because I think that's the easiest, not the easiest way to build it. I think that's the most. This is what makes a deck busted.
It's just Hexproof Shroud. He's got a million equipment on him. He's got double strike. He's got flying.
So yeah, I need to look at that list. But yeah, otherwise. That was okay. That was a good game. And then game 2, which we played later with yourself.
That was the Alayla one.
Yeah, that was the Alayla one. I was on Arena, in which I went to like turn 10, and I hit like 4 lands.
You were struggling.
I was pissed. So the only way I kept in that game was because I hit Soul Ring and the... Start Your Ranger's max speed is a Soul Ring land. Ancient Tomb.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah.
That was the only reason I kept in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was struggling. It was not as bad once Arena's out because I can draw. So I was starting to get stuff, but it was tight. I need to look at the list. I think it's currently running like 36 lands. I don't know how I did that. I am a 37-38 land truther. I want to know why. I want to find out who did this. When I find the guy who did this. So it's 36 lands, 37 with a MDFC, because the list runs turn into sink into stupor.
Yeah.
But like that's not a land.
Yeah. That's counts.
I'd rather have it as 37-38. So yeah, once I find the guy who did this, we'll sort that out.
You'll draw perfectly as well when you have that 1 extra land.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh my god.
I had that with Go Shintai. I used to my hands were absolute garbage, and I put 1 more basic in. Never had trouble after that.
I've also realized this, and I was going to post it on Blue Sky, but I thought I'd say it for the pod. For someone whose favorite card is Mikaeus the Unhallowed, and in this deck in this zombie list, I play Zombie Apocalypse because of course I do. I need to stop playing games with Kristen who exclusively runs humans. It is like, it's bad. Whenever I play Chaos against Kristen, I feel terrible because it just destroys her decks. But he's my favorite guy. So it's really, I'm like, oh, I play this guy. He's fucking sick. It's like the Pope, but he's dead. And then, yeah, it was interesting. I'm like, because obviously Machias is in my zombie deck. Mm-hmm. I didn't draw it. And then there was a turn I could have played Zombie Apocalypse, but I didn't because I wanted the game to end. I was tired. I think I was like, I wanted to play Rooftop Storm because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then played a bunch of idiots who did nothing and then just died. But yeah, I need to like, I don't know, not play decks that have Chaos, which I think is 2 or 3. Or just decks that go, I don't care about humans, roll humans over. When, you know, a person I play a lot of Magic the Gathering with really leans into humans and angels. So, yeah, fun one. That's it from the Magic side, really. Me.
There was another Secret Lair, the food tokens, which I got because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, should we talk about this? Right.
Yeah. Insane.
So they released the SpongeBob stuff.
Wait, no. Rewind. They released the cats and dogs stuff.
Yeah, so released cats and dogs for Chaos Vault. But Chaos Vault, I thought, was meant to be print to demand.
No.
Or, I don't know, I had this impression that it was like print to demand.
I think maybe it's because it was when it's gone, Chaos Vault.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe it's because Ferris dropped it over them all, didn't really
nobody bought it.
Take the world by fire. So they released Cats and Dogs like a week before SpongeBob?
I don't think it was. I think it was a few. Was it a few days?
I thought it was a week because it showed up like pretty quick.
Maybe it was a week. I don't know. I
think it was a week.
It's been so relentless. It feels like everything came out.
It's been
3 days
intense. Span. Yeah. So Cats and Dogs, because Cats and Dogs showed up last week, and then like a week or 2 later, they were like, "Here's the SpongeBob drop." And it's a full like seasonal quarterly drop. They had it's like 10 whatever nonsense things in, and then I feel like I have survivor's guilt from that drop because I got in, got out. It was like a pretty normal Secret Lair experience where I was like, okay, I'm in the queue for like 10 minutes. It was early because also that was the other thing. It was early for us because our clocks haven't gone forward yet. They go forward tonight, which sucks.
Yeah,
lose an hour. Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, gross.
Abolish this nonsense. Anyway,
that's something our American listeners might not realize. Our clocks change at different times.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock our time, right? And I casually just looked on Secret Lair. I wonder if the website's updated.
I am so glad you did. Because I wasn't going.
Like drop, and it's like drops in 6 minutes. I was like, holy shit. So at 4 o'clock, got in, got out, which I'm really glad because I had a meeting at 5 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, so you were on the nose. I was 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
I was literally maybe less, like 3, 4. Like
I logged in, I was ready to go. Literally 3 seconds, thing goes on. I'm in the checkout queue. And it was like waiting an hour. It wasn't even an hour. I think it ended up being like half an hour-ish.
You were done.
It's still pretty long.
Under an hour.
It's still pretty long for Secret Lairs, but not that bad. And then everyone who kind of came in like after that had hell on earth, right? So it was everyone was queuing for like an hour and a half. Then the man did the staring again.
Then he froze for I think that was an hour and a half. Then he froze for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then they announced that the queue was starting again the next hour, and then it was just done. It was really quick after that.
Everybody stay calm. We have stock. We promise. Nothing's selling out.
People were having things flash on screen saying stuff was sold out as well. That was the wild thing.
So yeah, it was a bit of a hellish one, but then also like nothing's. At that point, nothing had sold out yet. Even the day after, nothing had sold out. So I don't know how successful this drop has been for them, or if they just allocated well, whatever. Anyway, that drops live. I'm on Reddit, and someone's like, "New Secret Lair today?" and it was literally just a picture of the food tokens, and it was like, what? And yeah, they dropped another Chaos Vault the day less than 24 hours after a big seasonal secret lair.
I think they appeared on the store and then they like took the store down.
Okay.
So because people posted the actual shot of it in the store, so I think they must have updated
it was
the
like
store,
the item listing,
then pulled the store down for an hour or whatever, and then put it back up.
So there's two things here. One, it's wild to release a drop a day after a quarterly seasonal like big drop. Mm-hmm. I think you can just pace it out way better. I am a fan of though just like shadow dropping stuff. I think it does build a bit of intrigue. Obviously, like, you know, you can do it's live on social and whatnot, mm-hmm. but I do like the idea of, hey, this thing is out today or this thing is out tomorrow, and adding a bit of further to it. Yeah. I do feel like the Secret Lair process is a bit sterilized now, which is like, we're going to give you loads of time and here's all the stuff that's in it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when it was print to demand as well, it was like, because it used to be, I think Walking Dead was like a couple days. And then eventually it was, okay, no, you've got like a week. And then at one point it was like a month. And then that's when you had to wait a year and a half for like stuff to show up. So yeah, I don't know. I understand why. I think from a community and like approachability point of view, it makes sense. But I kind of like the thing is out. Like from a marketing standpoint, I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
But I also like Chaos Vault because they're just testing shit, and I think that's a good way of doing it. So this is like the first tokens drop they've ever done, right?
I just wish they'd space it out more. I hope there isn't just like a huge like gap of time now where they could have dropped this, you know.
Probably.
It would be lovely if this was a month or 2 weeks even after instead of instantly. But
I reckon there will be I reckon there will be a Secret Lair after Tarkir drops, because it wasn't like a Tarkir showcase.
There was the
dragon flips, but they're not quite.
See, I wonder how well the showcases have sold.
From what I can gather, based on secondhand, like the card market, like data, not particularly well, because they don't really pick great cards to go in those. The Kaldheim ones are the ones that had the best cards, I think, and that was like one of the first ones they did. And that was like Uro, and like some Titans and stuff, but they've not. Those are never my favorite ones. Really,
there's only ever one or two in those that I.
If that. Yeah, so maybe they just got enough data that says, hey, these aren't flying off the shelves.
Also, there's like 6 showcase frames in Tarkir, so they'd have to do so many of them. There's 4. 4? 3? 3? There's 3 showcase frames.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. So yeah, Secret Lairs are weird. And then there was more stock stuff. So Dragonstorm was fully revealed. All the commander decks have been fully revealed. But before they were even like fully spoiled, they were impossibly hard to get. Mm-hmm. So my order for Dragonstorm currently is just the Mardu precon, because I might build what's his face, Zergo, and a bundle, because that's all I could get.
Yeah, I'm only bothered about the bundle. No, I don't even even that bothered about that.
So I kind of wanted to get the Teamer precon, but then upon looking at the list, it's like, actually there's like 4 cards I want from Mirim, and nothing really else in that. The other precons don't really do it for me, like Abzan's Big Butt, Sultai's Delve stuff, which I think I have one Sultai deck that's Mothman, and it's basically Fallout. So Sultai doesn't really speak to me on that level. And then the Jeskai one is just Jeskai stuff. So the Mardu one actually looks interesting. I think it pushes Mardu as a wedge in quite an interesting route, which was previously explored in the Fallout decks. So I think that's quite a nice, like, mash these two together and get somewhere. Teema, annoyingly, has just had, in my opinion, all of its identity completely stripped from it. So previous Teema was cared about 4 or greater power, or then 8 or greater power. And was like the brute force colors, but like overpowering by brute force in different ways. So not just damage. It was like, stubborn denial and cards like this. And now it's just like, there's a little bit of that still, but a lot of it is like landfall, which is weird because like red does care about landfall, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like, it just feels like it feels quite generic.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I think it was a bit more interesting. And then the other kind of wedges seem to have kind of kept what they had previously as well, which is also quite annoying. Mardu's less like sacrificey, but Jeskai, Abzan, and Sultai are very much like really evolutions of their previous mechanics, especially in the precons. So yeah, but now like places are selling precons for like £100, which is
and there's
fucking ridiculous.
There's MSRPs for this set.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of this is we were burnt on Aether Drift and we just didn't order anything. Like, our order numbers that low following Aether Drift? Because Foundations did well, right? Like, everyone's sold out of Foundations.
Yep.
So I wonder if it was Bloomburrow, Duskmourn highs, Foundation high, everyone goes big on Aether Drift, fucking crashes, and then they skip out for Dragonstorm.
I feel like
but that's also because they know they've got Final Fantasy and Spider-Man on the way.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'd know that people would go wild for Tarkir.
But I don't know if they are.
Is it just lies being fed to us?
I think it's an echo chamber.
You reckon?
I think it's know too many people who, like me, who are playing around OG Tarkir and have a massive sense of nostalgia for it.
Am I not the only one who's not that bothered about it?
I think most new players aren't.
Interesting.
Because, like, if you look at the sets that have really appealed to new players, Tarkir is a bit of an old school shift where it's like it feels a bit more, fantasy driven. Like, it's dragons and these clans, and it feels a bit more like old school Magic, where Bloomburrow, Duskmourn, maybe for Drift kind of, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just, which makes me really, really worried. Although when they return to Lorwyn, I think Lorwyn's going to really re-energize the Bloomburrow crowd, like the cutesy crowd, which is fine. But yeah, I don't know. I think they played Dragonstorm far too safe in terms of, in some aspects they were too safe, and in some aspects I feel like they tried too hard to make it different. What I mean is, I think they changed too much about the things that people love about the plane of Tarkir and the characters of Tarkir, and they have played it too safe in the designs of a lot of these cards. And we will talk about it in literally a second, but like the cards that like jump out to you are like, oh, this is just a good piece.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing there that's like, holy crap, this is a build around or whatnot. There's a couple, but like it's a big set. But like killing all the Dragon Lords off screen is wild to me, because those are characters that people love, because they are effectively like, symbols for those wedges and those color pairings on this plane. And to not even have a card that is like, oh, this is the new spirit dragon of Teema, like killing a Tarkir, and that gives you a definition of like why this happened. It's just like they had a fight off screen and people died. The dragons died.
I don't, unless it's probably a story thing, but I don't understand why they had to kill them off. They could have just made surely they could have just made new cards and have a comma and then some other text,
I think it was to turn Tarkir into more of a mysticism plane and more Avatar-like. I think it's like a cultural thing, because currently the Dragon Lords are all kind of just ruthless fucking cutthroats. Even Dramoka is like a ruthless, like savage cutthroat.
So it is a story thing, really. It's just
a story thing, but I think it's more of a
to drive the story rather than
but also kind of get the plane not just it is ruled by these 5 Dragon Lords and they're all villains. Question mark? I mean, they are basically all villains. Ojutai is a bit weird. But even Ojutai is ruthless, like, so, or was ruthless. Rip. Rip. But it feels weird because there are cards in March Machine that referenced the Dragon Lords, and then they were just killed, like, as a complete anti-climax off on a daily story, like, daily MTG story. So it's a weird one.
They might come back. Nobody's ever really dead in Magic. Apart from Squee.
like, the whole thing with Tarkir as well is like there are like the corpses of dragons like make like the land and stuff. So maybe, but I think a lot of it was like they clearly wanted to get away from the savagery and lean more into like the spirit dragons and the kind of mysticism that comes with them. They're all like all the spirit dragons also like a lot, apart from the Teema one, are a lot like slimmer and a lot more like the like more like dragon designs of like Far East kind of like mythology,
like the long,
whereas
like the snake dragon type thing,
which is fine. Whereas
like a serpent dragon,
OG Tarkir dragons are like D&D fucking dragons.
Yeah.
They are like so. I think a lot of it, and like all the armor design and stuff, is a lot more pushing towards that way. Then, if you look at OG Tarkir, it can be a bit problematic. Different time. So yeah, I think that's probably why. Like, it's for the right reasons, but I think doing that with such a heavy brush. And not even keeping one of like the Dragon Lords. I don't know. Like these are characters like people really like not as much probably as like now, but like apart from the Mardu Dragon, because you literally can't play him in Commander because he doesn't do anything. But like those dragons came up in Commander all the time in that time frame. Like it was Ravnica, Feros, Tarkir, which was like the kind of first big boom for Commander as like a secondary format. And like those 3 sets were just full of legends. So it was like all you saw all the time was Return to Ravnica block, Feros block, and Tarkir block. And like to take that kind of staple out and just water it down, I think is weird. Anyway, I could rant forever.
It's really good, honestly.
So yeah, soz. What cards are kind of speaking to you from Dragonstorm then? I
put a few because there's very little. First of all, we've got it's going to be the winner of the 2025. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me award.
Yeah,
it's Essence Anchor. Whoever snuck this art by the whoever lets art through, kudos, because that is goatsy. Essence Anchor is 2 and a blue for an artifact at the beginning of your upkeep. Saval 1 and tap, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Activate only during your turn, only if a card left your graveyard this turn. It's just good in Merca. I want it, but also it's gonna at least be in that category. Whether it wins it, I don't know. It's an impressive sneak through by the designers.
Have you seen this DC card?
The commander.
Regent of the Mire.
Is that the mono black one?
1 black for 1/3 for a zombie snake warlock. Tap, sack a creature you control with mana value X other than to DC. Return target creature card with mana value X +1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcerer.
Yes,
so it's Graveyard Birthing Pod.
Graveyard Pod, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's interesting.
I think that can be quite a fun build.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you kind of have to work out the steps. The issue with pod commanders, which is the issue I had when I had Yisan back in the day, is it's the same game. However, this you have to operate on 2 axes.
Yeah,
you have to get the stuff in the graveyard
first. Yeah,
yeah. So it's like you're kind of doing something a bit different.
Yeah,
Yisan was just I go 1, I go 2, I go 3, I go 4. Do I win? No. Okay, I go 5. Yeah, you can make it a bit more toolboxy than that. But you had I'm playing solitaire track where I think this has I need to fill my bin up and then try and work out how to. I mean, there's very few ways of untapping to DC in mono black, but there's some.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think of all the commanders, that is probably the one. That was actually probably the one that spoke to me the most as maybe. But for other cards that I'm interested in, there's Ambling Stormshell. This is the one I'm the most hype about. It's 3 blue for a 5/9 creature turtle. It's got Ward 2. Whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. I believe this is a callback to a green card in Tarkir, in the original Tarkir. It was I can't remember what it was. There was some turtle.
Is there a turtle in Tarkir?
Or is there? It's an old turtle card. But yeah, I like this for my Chisei deck because I can sling the stun counters at other people. Are we both frantically searching for this turtle?
I am now.
It's a green one.
Got me.
That helps.
You've got me. Yeah, you've got me. Wondering what this turtle is.
I tell you what it is. It's Meandering Tower Shell. It is Khans of Tarkir.
Oh, yeah.
That's 3 green. When it attacks, exile it, and then it comes back in the next turn attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
goes on a journey.
Yeah, it's a throwback to this. This one is initially speedy, but then he has a little wind up after. Yeah, give me the turt. Also, there's a Stadium Headliner, 1 red for a Goblin Warrior. I love me some goblins. It's a 1/1 with Mobilize 1, which I will say, of all the mechanics in this set, I do like the most, the Mardu one. So when it attacks, you create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, quite like that. This guy's got 1 and red. Sack this creature. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control as a target creature. So in my goblins deck, it's a removal spell. It's also 1-drop. It's nice. I think the other 2 you quite like as well. So I don't know if you've got other things you want to mention. Or
I've got a couple. I'm just looking at the set again because it's just been one of those things where nothing. I've been checking it occasionally, but nothing's been super standout. So there is, and this is beyond the stuff like Mox Jasper and Sarkhan, which obviously I want for Miram. There was where has it gone? I'm so sorry. Overall, I like Omen as a mechanic. I don't think it will see much play based on the cards in Commander, but I think it's a nice limited.
Is that the adventure that goes back in the deck?
Yeah,
I like that.
I have this. Yeah, it's I have this. Bye, and then it disappears. It's quite funny. I like the Fankeeper's Familiar, even though I wish it was cheaper. So it's 1 black, green, blue for a 3/3 stake with flash. When it enters, choose 1. You may gain 3 life and surveil 3. You can destroy target enchantment or counter target spell. I think modal cards are always good. I think it's slightly overcosted. But I understand you can't make it the same. I mean, I say it is slightly overcosted. I think it's a Soul Tie Charm on a 3/3. So it's pretty good. But I think the fact that it's no Death Touch, no Reach, just this vanilla-y blocker. We'll see. Don't think it's going in anything that I have. Hollowmurk Siege is a enchantment for black and a green. It says, as this enchantment enters, choose Sultai or Abzan. Sultai, whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Or Abzan, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains menace until end of turn.
I like this one.
Mothman loves this. Because Mothman wants both access of this. Of either Abzan if they've got flyers and they're being pesky, or Sultai if you're just running out of gas, so you need to draw some.
Yeah, I think
draw something.
I think I need that for my Thelen list just because
I think it's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
The borderless like all art where it's like it's like a battlefield table is also really, really cool.
I think they're all of the enchantments are like a battle battle map, which is quite a cool idea.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like those coming back.
Where was the other one I really liked?
Was it the mono black? The rock curse?
No, that's not going to see play. It's funny though. Songcrafter Mage is Snapcaster Fatima. So it's green, blue, red for a 3/2 human barbed with flash. When this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. Harmonize reads, you may cast this card from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost. You may tap a creature you control, reduce that cost by X, where X is the power that exile.
It's pretty cool.
Spell. It's pretty wordy, but this, I think, is like decent for things like Calamax, right? Which is like, get this thing out, copy it, and whatnot. So that's fun. And the fact that it's on a 3/2 body is nice. Teamer Battle Crier, a lot of the cards are like a teamer, deal with it. Is green, blue, red for a 4/3 Orc Ranger. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. It's also the bundle promo. Don't tell Eve this goes in Ululek. Because it's really good in Ululek.
Yeah.
I'm upset what they did to my boy on Surrock, so I'm not going to read Surrock out. My boy. And then there was one more teamer one which I liked.
I mean, I've got one while you're finding it. I'll talk about it. It's that black one, Rock Cursed Rakshasa, 1 in a black for a creature demon 5/5 with trample and decayed, so it can't block. When it attacks, you sack it. But it's got a new ability, Renew. I believe this is a new keyword, right?
Yeah.
X, black, exile this card from your graveyard, put a decayed counter on each of its X type creatures, activate only as a sorcery. So it's a 2 mana 5/5 with trample, which swings in, and then you can. I think that Renew ability is more useful for this creature can't block, I think. And then you're forcing them to basically kill the thing. I like it as a.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, like remove your blockers, but in a way that.
I like it on just this thing, like in a world where Ishin is popular, right? Or like these attack, like Gired, or anything where I need my commander or I need a really key card to get in. I like that effect. I think it's nice. It's a shame you can only do it once, but I think it would be miserable if you could lose it.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. It's also a beta, and it's like people don't really want that to like hit the bin. So yeah, I'm into it. Cheap as well.
You found yours or
no?
I mean, I've got another one.
I will say, Dom, you go. Keep going. I'll try and find.
I think you like this one. Herd Heirloom. It's 1 green for an artifact. It's a rock that does stuff. We love it. Also, 2 mana for so you can only use the mana to cast a creature spell. So that's worth knowing. But also, it's got tap until end of turn. Type creature you control power 4 or greater gains trample, and whenever this creature does combat damage to your player, draw a card. So that's just good.
Nice. Yeah.
I needed it for Kibo.
I will be putting that in Girid. I think it's decent. It the trample is annoying because the Rhinos already have trample. But the ability to draw more gas is useful.
Yeah.
I found the card. It is in the commander. That's why I couldn't find it.
Ah, yeah, that'll do.
It is called Redoubled Storm Singer. It is a 3/3 orc wizard for 2 and a red. Has first strike. Whenever this creature attacks, for each creature token you control that entered this turn, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that token. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice those tokens. Gired loves this. Also, this is notable in Gired because Gired sometimes comes down on 4, makes a Rhino, doesn't attack. This allows you to play this on 3, play Gired, make a Rhino. This swings in, makes a Rhino. So it kind of, you're sacking them. And I don't really have like sack all my guys stuff in Gired, but it allows it a bit more juice. So I might try playing with this in Gired to see what's up. But yeah, the other one that is interesting before we move on to the main thing, because I already realized we're quite long.
Yeah.
Colossal Grave Reaver. It's a 7/6 dragon for 6 black and a green. Has flying. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, mill 3 card. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put 1 of them onto the battlefield.
I love that. It's so expensive.
It's so expensive.
But that's really
You're
good.
in green and black. There are ways of cheating it out. Either reanimating it or, ramping to it. So I think the 8 mana price tag is a bit of a kind of red herring, personally. I think you will be able to farm this out really quick and start, hitting people pretty good. I love the fact that it doesn't have when it dies, it's exiled. So if it dies, you could reanimate and do it again, and you can get into some pretty you can get into some crazy loops with this thing, right? Because you can this with a scam trigger is disgusting because it will hit the bin, come back, mill 3, maybe bring something with it. I think you need to have a really, really high creature density.
Yeah.
I think your creatures need to be doing double duty.
It is
of self-milling you.
It is when one so the mill happens and you pick one of the 3 basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not guaranteed to get.
No.
So still going to hit the bin. Yeah.
But I think if you have you probably want 30 plus creatures, right? Obviously, it's not legendaries. You can't build around it. But I think to me, this feels like a secret commander, deck where you just play something in green black or even green black X, get to this, and then do your thing.
I've got an effect like this in Zimone, but it's for lands, and I can't find it now. It was a Duskmourn card. It's whenever a land enters the graveyard, you may return it to the battlefield, and the work that does. I can't find it. I don't know what it was.
Is that the green legendary?
Maybe.
Yeah, I play that in something. Something Garden Tent. I can't remember.
Garden Tent.
So tree folk, when it comes back, they become 1/1s.
No. This is whenever a land enters the graveyard. It's like hedge. Am I getting confused? Hedge Shredder.
It might be Hedge Shredder.
Maybe.
Or effect like Hedge Shredder.
Hedge Shredder's great. Hang on. No, it's Paranormal Analyst. Whenever you manifest dread, put a card you put into your graveyard this way into your hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. So you basically always get a guy and then the other one goes into your hand.
Yeah, but it does absolute work. So I can see this. And Hedge Shredder as well is also another. That's the one I was getting it mixed up with. That's whenever a land enters the graveyard, it goes to the battlefield, but that's guaranteed regardless. But yeah, these kind of effects are wild when you could abuse them and take advantage of it. So yeah, I like that.
The fact that it's not you can reanimate it and loop it and stuff. I think it is kind of nuts. Cool. 1 second. Hold the line, please.
We are holding.
Caller. Cool. Right. So it came to my. I was doing something for work, and then someone was like, "Oh, you have a lot of Magic decks, right?" And I was like, "Yep." And I was like, "Wait, I do. I actually have probably too many." So we're going to rank my Commander decks by how likely I am to take them apart and keep them forever. I don't know. I haven't really figured out the full terminology yet. So the way I'm thinking of this is S is ain't going nowhere, baby. Like this is, over my cold dead body. A is like high chance this isn't going anywhere. Might be like a different kind of iteration of it, or like the core of the deck might change like over time, but like chances are it's probably gonna stick around. B is kind of take it or leave it, not fussed either way. C is there's a high chance that I'm de-sleeving this at some point, and then F is I can see myself de-sleeving this, if not now, very soon, or in in the near future.
This is just Adam's way of easing me into the what's it called when you an intervention for me to take some of my deck supply. He's easing me into this for next episode.
Yeah, so you have to do this next episode. Because I have like 38, 39. There's a couple in here that I haven't added because like Animar I haven't actually put together yet. I've got a list somewhere. And we did a tier list like similar to this for Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And basically 3 decks have just become something else. In this, so I don't think I've really added. I think I added 6 or 8 decks since Amsterdam. So that's quite a lot in nearly a year. Probably not as much as you, but yeah, you've got.
We're going to need a whole episode for me.
Yeah. So I want to start this off by putting Windgrace straight in S. Yeah, Windgrace is my pet deck. Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
You're allowed that.
Yeah. This is a. So I found out the other day that Architect actually like logs like when you first made the deck, which I know is like a really basic feature, but it interested me that the current version of this deck, it says on Architect that I made it on 2022. I'm pretty sure that's just when I started my Architect profile. I've had this deck in some shell or another since Windgrace came out. So, which was the 2018. Oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot. 1 second. I think it's either 2018 or 2017. It's going to be 2016 now. What? 2018. I was right the first time.
There we go.
So I've had Windgrace since 2018 when they did the Planeswalker one. So yeah, it's not going anywhere. However, Campbell, I think, is a C. It might be an F. So this is Campbell. Oh my God, I'm so bad.
Something Mare, right? The Eels of
Profiteering guy.
Yeah.
Profiteering man. It's also because I name my decks stupid things. I should just name them the deck plus.
I have the Commander plus a silly name.
Yeah, well, I should be doing that.
This is Campbell Profiteering Mare. I was right.
Yeah, it was Profiteering Mare. I've called it Mare of Value Town. The issue with this deck is purely the fact that it runs 28 different tokens.
I love this deck. It's one we both have.
So we both have this. It's a fucking nightmare to track. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think it gets into like really funny situations where like, you have like everyone has a wedding ring, or, you're playing like the hunted creatures and giving the things out and you benefit, etc., etc. I never find myself in the mood to play it, really. Purely for the fact that like the 3 times I've played it, it's just an absolute admin of a deck to play. So I don't know if it's F. It might be C, honestly. Maybe.
You sound like you do enjoy it in a way. So
I enjoy it in theory.
Yeah.
Like, because it plays all these weirdo cards that I wouldn't play anywhere else.
Yeah.
That kind of like, well, if I take it apart, where am I going to put my hunted Broom Brute, or my hunted Lamasso?
Yeah.
Like where they go in. So, but there is like a Mondrak in there. And I'm like, well, I'd like to put that somewhere else. It's a $50 card. So yeah, that's Campbell. Preston Garvey.
Now you were super hot on this at the time.
I was. I think it's an F.
What colours is this?
It's Naya.
Naya, okay.
So the issue with Preston, and I'll read it out because it's a bit of a weird one.
So this is the one that enchants lands, is it?
It makes a land a settlement. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a fertile ground type thing.
So it's a 4/4 human soldier for 2 red, green, white. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a green aura enchantment token named Settlement. Attach it to up to 1 target land you control. It has enchant land, and enchant land has tap, add 1 mana of any color. When Preston Garvey Minuteman attacks, untap each enchanted permanent you control. I've built this wrong, is the thing. I've built this as Enchantress. Mm-hmm. It's not Enchantress. It's make a bunch of mana and then think that into what's the enchantment that gives you extra attacks if you pay like 2 red.
Aggravated Assault.
It's an aggravated assault deck.
Yeah.
Which I could just put in the deck, honestly, and it would work 1,000 times better. But I've made it Enchantress. I'm kind of sticking to that for now. When I've played it, it's been fine. It's been an Enchantress deck. But the aggravated assault deck at least gives it like the push power to just get through.
Yeah, you're not just drawing a million cards and then passing.
I'm basically drawing a million cards with like 0/1s that can't do anything. So we'll see. Now
you love Mothman.
Who I love.
You love Mothman.
I love Mothman. I think it's an A. I think my build is a mess. I need to spend like a day fixing it.
Well, you've kept it mostly Fallout, right? From what
it's mainly Fallout. And it's down the Rads proliferate route. Mm-hmm. So all the cards that have been added are basically proliferate. Because Rads is a really fun mechanic and I think makes games really interesting. But I think I don't know what was happening to me during this era of Mothman and Preston, but I just couldn't build decks. Wild. So Preston also has 36 lands. But it's Enchantress. So
yeah, and it's enchantment lands. So.
Yeah. So I need to review Mothman. Rocco is a C. So Rocco Street Chef. Currently, again, I think it's how I built it. It's not actually on the Rocco list. So I wanted to lean into the group hug. Group hug turn into group slug route. The issue is my group hug is too giving and my group slug is too brutal. And I need to kind of bring them into the middle. So I'm giving far too much away and then I just turn on the death switch and then the game is over. Mm-hmm. So I need to review my Rocco list, tweak it. There are cards in there I really like. So this is the deck where I play Prisoner's Dilemma and the other kind of like mob vote kind of cards, which I think are really, really fun. The cards that, I mean, my list right now is only 92 cards. I took 8 cards out. I haven't put them back in. But the cards I took out were like the global doubling season.
Yeah.
And the what's the white card that you hate that gives something double strike?
Oh, Duelist Heritage.
Yeah, that card's nuts.
Yeah,
and busted. And the fact that you just do it on every combat step means the game ends in 3 turns because creatures are so big now, so quickly. So I need to review this list, basically. Or just take it apart forever. That's the other route that I'm going down, which is, do I need another Naya deck? I have a lot of Naya decks. Probably not.
it does everything. It's very unique, though, this one.
That is true. I think, like, it has one of my favorite synergies, which is putting counters on Baloth on Baldur's Gate. So goading everything that's smaller than Baloth is really funny. So maybe it's a case of like leaning into the goad stuff, but making sure I have a way to end the game after goad. Because if you go down just purely force combat, you end up dying. Anyway. Currently, Girard, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, Girard is my Naya Rhino typal deck. I don't think it's going anywhere.
So you just want to move all of your like iconic decks in because like Miriam's an S, right?
Miriam's not going anywhere. It's like my dragon list.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to touch anywhere.
That's particularly
Sophia is Sophia's probably an A. I probably will. I need to make some changes. I don't think there's anything too.
I think that's all of your like S, in my opinion. And Calamax, and Calamax needs work, doesn't it? Does it?
Calamax is probably an A.
Yeah.
Calamax is always changing depending on like what I want to do with it. Obviously, I don't think Roxanne's going anywhere. I'm sorry. I love Roxanne.
I know you do.
I think it is. I don't know why. I just love throwing rocks at people. It makes me happy. I also think Alibu's probably not going anywhere for a while, and neither's Bolo. I think if I was to say like what 6 decks are me, it's probably these 6.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sums it up quite well.
And then that's probably the S's for now. Verena is an A, purely from the fact that it kind of got a bit of a massive overhaul recently with the Aether Drift cards from the precon. I need to change some things, mainly the land base. The issue with Verena is, like a commander we're about to get into, having a lot of Secret Lairs means you get a lot of zombies. And zombies are the bonus card this year anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of have nowhere else for these zombies to go. And I don't want to play like just blue-black zombies. I like the white. I like the card draw. I think the white gives you more variety. And I also just don't want to play the 2 guys from Aether Drift precons because I feel like they put you down a really set path of like, these are cards you should be playing. Whereas for me, Verena and the mass kind of card draw it gives you, 1 means you should be attacking anyway, but 2 just gives you more options. So that means Lathril is also an A because if you buy a lot of Secret Lairs, you get a lot of fucking elves.
Wow.
Where else are these elves going to go? Lathril's kind of the elf commander. So moving on to an F, Catilda and Lear.
What is that?
God, right. So it's this deck.
Oh, is it the humans one?
It's whenever you play humans, something gets flashed.
I didn't know you had this.
Yeah, it's not very good, Tom.
I know. I've looked at it. I looked at this and thought, I don't want to make that. That's bad, and that's how you know it's bad.
It's my banned humans list. So Catilda Lear is green, white, blue for a 3/3 human. Whenever you cast a human spell, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. So this puts you on this like really weird. You want loads of humans, but you also want loads of instants and loads of sorceries.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've ever built Bound Humans, but it just pushes you into +1/+1 counters always. Like legitimately, it's really, really hard to build Bant Humans without doing +1/+1 counter things. So this list is currently a lot of like +1/+1 counters onto like things like Champion of Lampholt and stuff, which is fine. But I already have a +1/+1 counters list in Black Panther, and I don't need another one. And the blue isn't actually adding that much, really. The blue is basically there for the instant and sorcery stuff, and the blue humans are like fine. This is a list though where I get to play Goldbug, Humanity's ally. So there's just a random transformer in the midst of all these Innistrad humans. But yeah, I think this is I can see this coming apart. Honestly, I don't think it's long for this world.
You don't sound that hard on it. So
it's never a list that I look at and go, I want to play that right now.
Yeah, I didn't know you had this.
Exactly, right? I think I've played it on like some spell table games, and it was fine. Mummy, Elish Norn. It's probably a B. So this is the I get Panharmonicon, you get nothing list, which means it's only suitable for so many pods. And it's great when I have Elish Norn out that you feel terrible because it just shuts down people's decks. It's a pre-game, it's a rule 0 deck, right? Which is like, I'm going to play this. You can either try and play around it and play into it, or you can, play something that doesn't rely so much on ETBs. But again, it's kind of just where like my mono white ETB stuff goes. So, but until there's a commander that can kind of fit that role, but maybe isn't as harsh, it's going to be Elish Norn for a while, unfortunately. Cap, which is ironic because we just played it. I think it's...
You like this, though.
Yeah, but I think it needs work to the point where, like, I don't know if Sunforger is the right way to go.
Yeah, but is this tier list, if it needs work, or how? This is how likely you are to take it apart.
It's probably an A, honestly.
Yeah.
In its current form, needs some tweaks. That's it. Una, C. So, Una was gifted to me by Adam Theodore Gathering. It's a fairies rogue typal list because I didn't want to build just Dimir fairies because I wanted to make my life hard for myself. That means the deck's not very good. I do get to play some weird rogue stuff. I think it has an infinite in it by somehow. Have to check that. But there are ways of like altering the fairies you get and making mana, blah blah. And it's not as not particularly hard. So yeah, it's one of those lists where it's like, yeah, where I'm going to put all these fairies, but actually some of the rogues are just like generically good so that they can kind of go in most decks.
Yeah,
have these colors.
There's a lot of good black rogue.
Yes, yeah. So maybe it's like take it apart, keep the fairies sleeved up, and then we will go back to Lorwyn, and there's more fairies. They go in, and it becomes Dimir fairies. I don't know. Zeatora is a funny one. So Zeatora is actually my hidden commander deck. So Zeatora runs Prosper and Bellhorn, if that's right. Guys, it's late. I'm really sorry. Tom had to go play Beyblade. Now we have to record late.
Had a Beyblade tournament. What is this character called?
Zeatora.
No, Zeatora.
Faldorn, Dreadwolf Herald. So this is my play from Exile.
Valdorn, right? Okay,
yeah. So I take Prosper, I take Valdorn, and I make a bunch of tokens. I make a bunch of wolves.
Yeah.
The issue is most of the time I just want to be playing Zeotara and just sacking something that's huge, and the Exile stuff is kind of just like there. There's like some treasure stuff. There's like a Zorn in this list. There's a Jolene. There's a bunch of stuff. So it's like it runs Cascade, it runs Adventure. It's a lot. This deck is like it just juns them out. It doesn't really do anything like the amount of times I win because I basically make a load of treasures and then just play Torment of Hellfire, and that's not on the game plan at all. I think this is I need a Jund when this thing is played from Exile, basically, like Commander. Mm-hmm. So I think this is probably a C, but we'll see.
Sounds like a C. I think a C is a good spot for something that is like waiting for a good commander. Like you'd take it apart.
Yeah.
But you'd rebuild it.
I think. Yeah. Nekusar's an A. I just have a Nekusar list. Where else are all my Grixis wheels going to go? Right. I like Nekusar. The issue is everyone else likes Nekusar. It's a fun card.
Yeah.
They kind of did it with Nekusar, right? They peaked early. So Nekusar kind of isn't going to go anywhere. It gets updates every now and again. Nothing too crazy. Kosai is actually probably an S. Actually. Only because whenever I play Kosai, there's always one person at the pod is like, what does that do?
Mm-hmm. Now you understand.
So,
that's how I feel.
Yeah. So Kosai is the backup commander from the Modify Precon from
Chisei, the Kamigawa.
Yes. From New Karagara. And you basically have to go on a quest where you have to like equip it, put a counter on it, put an enchantment on it, and then when it hits, it does damage to everyone else, and then you draw that many cards. So it's quite fun. It's fragile as heck. It's a Voltron commander, but it's a Voltron commander with extra steps, which I like. And then when you do the thing, it's great, and everyone goes, and then tries to get rid of you. Hinata... I would take Hinata apart, but I run into this issue where are all my Jeskai X cards going to go?
Now I feel like you're using this as an excuse a lot of the time. Like, where will all these cards go? Which I don't think that's okay, in the spirit.
The Hinata list is probably the most egregious for this.
I mean,
honestly.
that's a very it's got a stigma, that card.
Yeah, because it's busted.
Yeah.
I haven't added to Hinata since. I think there's actually like 2 cards I want to potentially add from Dragonstorm. But I haven't added to Hinata forever. But there's some nuts stuff in here where you can just like remove someone's entire board for like a mana, which is kind of nuts. So I think I need to play it 1 or 2 more times and then decide, is this what I want to be doing? I've also just realized there's a Phyrexian altar in this list, and I should probably, this deck needs to come apart. There's just a casual $50 card sitting in a deck that I don't play. That's fun. Duskana.
I don't know you. I don't think I've ever seen you play this.
I have built this wrong. Is the issue. So Duskana is it's a retooling of my Bears Typal deck. So I used to have Ayula, Queen Among Bears, and then they started releasing a bunch of really good like non-mono green bears like Kudo and stuff. And So it's a bit of a mess where it's like part bear typal, part hate bears, part guys, part attack triggers, like some Naya good stuff. Yeah, I think it's either retool it completely to the point where it is like it picks a lane, or it's just take it apart. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a strange one. It's a shame because I like the idea in theory, which is like you play a bunch of bears and then when you attack, they get bigger. The problem is also everyone could just see that coming a mile off.
Yeah.
And the 2/2s if they don't have trample, they don't get trample. You have to go do that. So I need to have a think. But there's some fun stuff in there for sure. Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Have you played this deck yet?
I played this against you before I record. I don't know if I like it.
Oh, we only played 1v1 and it wasn't that.
Yeah,
really get that far, so.
No, I don't know if I like it. So this is Temur Historic, but mainly focusing on the lands, the enchantment, the lands and the artifacts. That's what Lara Croft cares about. I played this deck and felt nothing, basically, was the thing. And I wish I felt more, but I didn't. So, like, there's a high chance this comes out. I'm actually going to bump Hinata to C, because I'm worried there's going to be a lot on F, and then I need to do some real, like, self-reflection. Ojit Axonal is unfortunately not going anywhere. That's an A. Yeah, sorry. I need a fast deck for when things need to go fast. And Ojit Axonal does that for me. It's also just... I feel like people don't play around... I feel like people don't play around here in the right way, in which you just remove him on site. The issue is he's like 3 mana, right? He's cheap as chips. Was he 4? He's 4. But if you get him out early enough and put a chainsaw on him with his dinosaur hands, he goes off. So yeah, this here list runs all the non-combat damage stuff. It's also a deck which runs Blood Moon. So do with that as you will. Lorraine and Camber. Not Campbell. I'm trying to say.
This is what you always say, Campbell.
Camber. Lorraine and Camber. It's probably an F.
What does this one do?
So this is Rakdos Aristocrats, but artifacts. So art aristocrats.
Right, okay.
So this runs like all of the wellsprings and stuff to like you get them, you sack them to goad something. This is like my budget list. Which I built because I really like the Loreen effect of sack a thing, goad something. Sacrifice an artifact creature, goad target creature. And it runs 23 artifacts. It's all just like servo schematic and like prize statue. Like when it ETBs, it does something. When it goes away, it does something.
Eggs.
It's eggs. The issue is, Tom, I swear to God, this deck can't win. It has no way of winning because it plays just the best card in this deck is Massacre Worm. It's the only way this deck wins.
Yeah.
Honestly. There's just nothing here. So I need to, again, look at it. Maybe. Yeah. It's a budget list. I say it's a budget list. It's $182.
There's got to be a way of making it win, though.
Oh, probably. It probably needs like 3 or 4 more cards. That's like, you know, a strong way of get here, win game. But it's not great. And then like, because I'm over-indexing on artifacts, I'm probably over-indexing on creatures. I need to like up the removal and stuff. Anyway, need to look at this list. Yeah. But when I've played it, I've enjoyed it. Camber being 4 kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big payoff for 4. So whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life and create a blood. That's really good. I wish he cost 3. Or like he was cheaper and quicker to get out. Anyway. Nightcrawler is my ninja lady.
Yuriko.
My Yuriko list. Yep. It is a proxy of Yuriko given to me by Fatal Ferret, who we love. Shout out to Connor. So the thing was, renowned like Marvel freak, I have Marvel cards now. I don't need to be playing I don't need to be playing Yuriko as Nightcrawler. I actually think I might be taking Yuriko apart. Because the whole point of playing Yuriko was I get to play Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have Cap, Wolverine, and Black Panther. So like, do I need Yuriko, who no one likes playing against?
You don't need Yuriko. You're fine.
Yeah. And my Yuriko list is, I would argue, I have very, very few ways of like brainstorming.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't play top, I don't play any like scroll rack or anything like that. So I can't really manipulate the top of my deck that much. And it will still just dome people for 9 with like, in Garrick's wake or something. Talking to Marvel, Wolverine and Black Panther, probably A.
If you like Wolverine, put Wolverine in S.
I really like Wolverine.
Put Wolverine in S. Go on. There's a treat. I'll let you do it.
Wolverine's probably an S. There's so many green or red cards. All the cards in S are green and or red.
That's going to be next week. It's all going to be red, blue and black. So.
Yeah. Wolverine's an S. I really like Wolverine. I think it's fun. Black Panther is my sovereign Catman from Lost Caverns. I can't remember his name, but it's a green white counters list. Black Panther wants you to go wide with tokens. This list is kind of going tall and then cashing that in, so it's a bit different. Karam's probably a The Undertaker is my John's big meaty men list. Put big thing in graveyard, make Karam big, throw Karam at someone. It's fun. I think like the thing with Karam, which I like, is most of the games, even though the gameplay is quite similar, like the things you're getting in the bin are quite like it's random enough where the games feel different. Multani. This is my sleeveless list. So I can't actually de-sleeve it, which makes it really hard to play an F. Multani's probably my most budget basic bitch list. Check it.
I mean, cool. Surely that's an S because you're going to keep that, right?
The thing is, it's my sleeveless list, and all the cards are scuffed up.
I think that shouldn't be on the list personally. If it's just sleeveless on, I'd leave that off.
Yeah, Muldani's going to hang out over here. It's kind of just like it exists. It's a budget list at $153, and it's unsleeved. Barakos, party leader, is my mono black pairing with Haunted One. So this is mono black. Party matters. I think it's a B. I built this to be like a what kind of brackets are we talking? I built this thinking it was like a 4. I think it might be a 3, or what we can call a 3.5. Like, I think I accidentally... What you're noticing with the issue of these decks is I've either I've either gone too far one way or gone too far the other. And I think I want this to be a bit more casual. And then it's actually probably too strong. But I think that just means I should play it more and try and work out like.
Wait, didn't you just say you wanted it to be a 4 and now it's a 3? Did you get that the wrong way around?
I wanted it to be a 2 and now it's a 3.
You wanted it to be a 4 in the old scale.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted it to be less powerful. And I thought trying to assemble a party would be hard. It's not actually that hard in mono black. You have pretty good crossover of all the types.
Yeah, I remember you saying this is when you sat down at a game expecting it to be quite casual and you just destroyed everybody and they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, and it's also really... This is probably the deck that I feel like benefits the most from like a turn 1 Soul Ring or any sort of fast mana. Because if you can get Barocas out early, you're making treasure so quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. Probably some tweaking, but it sits in that. Need to play it more, and work out what I want to do with it. Kona is actually probably an F.
I had a feeling all along it was going that way. Mostly because you wanted it to be CDH, and no, it can't be.
I wanted to build Kona to be CDH playable. And I was seeing lots of lists out there and lots of like buzz around it. And it was actually like the CEDH list for it wasn't that bad in terms of like barrier to entry and ticket cost. And then they banned Mana Crypt and this deck doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work without Mana Crypt. And what was the other card that was banned that killed this? Oh, Jeweled Lotus. So it's taken out like the way of getting ahead and like playing Kona naturally or like it's great if you've got Soul Ring out. It's very much like Barocas. You just get ahead so quickly. But if you don't have that fast mana, and like I opened up like Secret Lairs and like Elvish Spirit Guides and stuff in for this. Like I really, really wanted to be like, oh, I've got like a fun CEH list that's like very me and like just plays like big green dummies and it's like winter mooning people and like it's got like it has like ways of interacting and stuff, but the bannings legitimately like actually kind of stopped me playing CEDH, which might be fun, might be a good thing. Xiaoyun.
This is like a low power deck for you, right?
This is a low ass power deck. This is also my most hipster deck. That's the other thing. So this is the one that has the least builds on EDH Rec, which does help. This is it artifact pingers. So I'm just making a bunch of junk and then using Xiaoyun's rope dart ability of tap 2 untapped artifacts you control to deal 1 damage to each opponent. So I just go wide and then kill people. The issue is going wide quite hard, I found. But it has like a bunch of good interaction points as well. Most people build Xiaoyun as like a bit of a Voltron commander because of the first ability, Leap Strike. As long as it's your turn, Xiaoyun has flying and first strike, which is probably the right way to build her. Honestly, I think I've again built this wrong.
Well, yeah, because you can tap all the equipment and
yeah, you put all of the equipment on her and then you tap all the equipment at the end of your turn. I've got some equipment, just not a lot.
It's a fun build,
Yeah, I'm just trying to bully you with Fopters, basically. It's like this is my Is It Fopter list. But it has the Laureen and Canberra problem of I just don't know how I ever win. Like, because as soon as someone thinks I'm within range, they just take me out. That's been the kind of experience on this list. But I do think it's lower power.
I feel like
it's slightly more budget.
That's one of those decks where you're supposed to just slowly do it and not appear to be a threat.
Yeah, but people can count.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So like as soon as you start amassing, this deck is also just so vulnerable to Vandal Blast.
Oh yeah.
That if I get Vandal Blasted once, I'm done. So there are very few ways of like dealing with that. So yeah, I think it's a C. It might be an F. Like if anything's going to drop, I think it's Xiaoyan into F, maybe Rocco into F, maybe Una into F. I think S and A is pretty locked. I could see Sophia going up into S. And maybe Cram.
Is Lathra really an A? I know you said where are your elves going to go, but like,
Afro.
Okay, I've never heard you.
No, I love Afro. I love playing Lathra.
Okay.
I just don't get to play it a lot because like people don't like playing against elves. This will hurt your soul. I tell you my land count for Lathra, which needs to go up. Already, I can tell you it needs to go up. It's currently 32, which actually was okay. That's gone up. It was lower. It was, I think, 28. I
mean, you've got so many one-drop mana dorks
yeah,
that deck. So.
Yeah, and you have a lot of draw.
Yeah,
that's not but yeah, Lathral's not going anywhere. Cool. Yeah, this is the self-reflection time where the world is probably not long for Preston, Catilda and Lear, Duskana, Lara Croft, Lorini Campbell, Nightcrawler, Yuriko, and Kona. Maybe if the unbannings happen, which I don't think they will, because I think that they can't.
They better not.
But if Jeweled Lotus or Mana Crypt ever got unbanned, I think this would go up to B. So it would become my CDH list. And then it depends on how much do I want to play CDH.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's down here. Cool. Thank you all for doing that with me. It was really, really helpful. A lot of things to think about. We are moving over to the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. It was my pick, and I found a thing 10 minutes before we started.
Yeah, did you find something then?
I did.
Cool, excited.
And it wasn't just a Scryfall hit random until I find a thing.
I'm just going to recline here with my first place because I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
I might be coming for you.
Oh, hello. Who's this funny fellow?
This is Icatian Money Changer.
Right, okay.
It's a white for 0-2 human. Reads, I'm going to read the card text, not the errata. Money Changer, not the name of the card, deals 3 damage to you when summoned. Put 3 credit counters on Money Changer at that time. During your upkeep, put 1 credit counter on Money Changer. 0, sacrifice Money Changer to gain 1 life for each credit counter on it. Use this ability only during your upkeep. Big fan of the not the name of the card being on the card. So the errated version is this creature enters with 3 credit counters on it. When this creature enters, it deals 3 damage to you. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a credit counter on this creature. Sack it. You gain 1 life for each credit counter on this creature. Activate only during your upkeep. So it comes in, it just bolts you. And then if you were to sack it, you would gain life back. So there's some silly things you can do there. Oh, this art's way better. There we go.
I love the old way, like multiple arts of the same card in the same set. Like, bring that back.
So it comes in, bolts you, and then you can wait and cash in more, basically. So it's like a gaining interest, right?
Yeah.
That's the story being told, is you're paying 3 to potentially get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across turns. I just love credit counters.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I love weird counters. I didn't know this was a thing.
I think the C treatment art is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
the B
I also love how like there's no way this wasn't broken like immediately, right? Like there's got to be ways of busting this like wide open, and gaining like ways of like when you gain life, you gain double, and then like just looping this like 1,000 times. So yeah, this is my pick. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Icatian.
People are playing it in Battle Ancestor's voice, one of the new Tarkir.
Amazing. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I don't think it ranks super high. But I found it 10 minutes before we, well, no, 10 minutes, 5 seconds before we push live.
I mean, that's good going, I'll admit.
Okay. I don't think it's top 10. Is it top 10? No, it's not top 10. So is it higher than Animate Wall?
I don't think the art is particularly sicko. It's weird and dumb, but sorry, it's not dumb. It is weird looking, but yeah, that's a sicko right there.
I just like this guy's face. It looks like fantastic.
It looks like Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is this?
Yeah, this is
This is a homunculus.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like it. Yeah, this looks like he's going to shout at you for booking the wrong tickets to the theater. Niles, what are you doing? This man's melting.
Yeah, he's unpleasant to look at.
Yeah,
see, Animate Wall's got the weird art, but Animate Wall effect is kind of was it fine?
It's fine. For me, it's actually, I think it's above a Me Boy Changeling. Yeah. That's where my eye went to immediately, which was like, a Me Boy Changeling is art is weird, effect is weird, but I would say art is probably on par, effect is weirder.
Effect is weirder, definitely, yeah. And it's got a weird counter that I love. What is the USA thing? I'm plagiarized. I can't.
It's because it's spelled with a Z.
Right, yeah. I'm losing all of the in-joke names now. I'm losing track.
Law.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. 17, that's good. Because,
I spelled this wrong. It can just, no, it's not going to stay as IKEA.
It also has the thing with Old Man where it doesn't refer to the card properly in the text.
Yeah, which is wild to me that they ever did that. Honestly.
I mean, they have gone back to it. They do now just refer to
this creature.
They don't refer to them by their full government name. Or they just say
That's true. Well, it will be if it's a legendary, it'd be the first name, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like Sark. But then at least you can,
Yeah.
Money changer is just, what is a money changer? Okay. Icatian? I don't know. I'm 100% pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. Money changer is our new number 17.
Honestly, I don't know who you're apologizing for because I think it's a made-up word. I hope.
Let's do this. I need number 17 into Sicko Hall of Fame. Did you know only 35% of you have subscribed? That's fucked up. Please like and subscribe.
Before we carry on, this guy is from Icatia, which was an empire of humans on the continent of Sarpadia and Dominaria.
Okay, so I'm not offending anyone. There you go.
Just used to offend the Dominarians.
Yeah.
Cool.
Please like and subscribe.
It
really helps us out.
Do you want to stop sharing screen?
No. Yeah.
There we go.
For more quality content like this, please like and subscribe.
Yes, please do.
Hit the bell. Turn your notifications on. Next Thursday, gameplay.
Yeah.
Episode 2. Fun game. Please. So like and subscribe for that. You want to be notified when that comes on. For sure. I have nothing else. So, Tom, anything else before we go?
I think that's good. I'm not on any streams or anything. You booked or anything? I've got,
No, I'm trying to keep things quiet whilst we're
me too.
Getting into the flow of things.
We should try and get some games though. We should try and get a spell table game at least.
For sure.
Cool. That's me then.
This has been episode 28 of the Magic Castles podcast. I have been Ad.
I've been Tom.
Yep. Bye.